Good evening everybody and welcome back to F1 here on FTRL, and it is day 2 of track action here at the circuit Imola in San Marino. And as planned, we do have our full qualifying session to look forward to tonight, so a little bit different from the norm. For those who follow F1, of course, you know what that means, but for those of you who don't, let me just give you a quick rundown of what to expect. Now, normally we do a short qualifying session of 18 minutes. This now is split into 3 parts, and so all 19 drivers who are taking part tonight will head out on track in the first part of the session, with the bottom 4 being knocked out at the qualifying session. The top 15 then will go through to qualifying 2, where the bottom 5 will again be knocked out. However, the top 10 will also start on the tyres they qualify in part 2 of qualifying. And then after that section, we go to top 10 shootout to decide the top 10 on the grid. Thereafter, the race is as per normal, and we are being greeted by blue skies with a bit of cloud, but looks fairly dry for the drivers to kick off qualifying. Now, first visit last night. Of course, Div 1 kicked off our action at Imola last night, and it was dramatic. It was controversial. There were some clashes, some hard racing. It's a very narrow track here, but the racing was good. And we crowned another first-time winner last night. It was Ariel Funky Chicken who finally broke his podium duck, and I was so made up for him. And he did it in spectacular style as well, because I tipped him for a podium at the start because he qualified 4th as well. Pitted early under the VSC. Then got a drive-through penalty as that VSC ended, and I thought that was his race ruined. Turns out it wasn't, because he fought back. A couple of safety cars brought him back into contention. He pitted under the last safety car, fresh off tyres, and then just sived his way forwards, got onto the back of Tico, who had a 3-second penalty, and won the race. So yeah, congratulations to him once again. Great to see him on the top step of the podium. So now I need to find somebody else in Div 1 to manifest for a first podium or victory. There's a few in there without podiums, a few in there without victories, so I will choose my next protege wisely. But as the cars start heading out onto track, as ever, it is Dylan who's first onto track. Red Bull man, always eager. And on track he goes, and now the interesting thing about the qualifying format as it is into the second part of qualifying, when we decide, of course, those are the tyres, the top 10 will start the race as it is normally. The top 10 always start on the tyres they qualify on, the fastest lap. There's the possibility that some of the guys who are maybe at the sharp end of the grid might try and go out on the medium tyre, which will obviously give them better options in the race itself. The strategy, if the race was clean last night, could have been a simple one-stop soft to medium. So we might see a number of the drivers try the medium strategy. It worked out for a number of drivers last night. People who started at the back on the medium tyres benefited from a late safety car and ended up right at the sharp end. So Yarham was one of them, Funky Chicken was another. Yeah, so alternate strategies might play out then, but we're going to go on board with a lap of Imola with Dylan, and down the start finish straight he comes as the line there right at the end of the pit lane. A couple of cars coming out onto track ahead of him. Hopefully they will not get in his way. Oh, one of them has done though, and he's on the grass. Goes the long way around, doesn't invalidate his lap though through the first chicane. Wow, that was a scary start to the lap there for the Red Bull man. This is through the first chicane nicely into the second one, a little bit away from the apex there, slow through the middle part of the corner. Heading up now to Toza. We saw a number of drivers spinning out here yesterday, so watch out for that on traction. Using the curve on exit there, nice and using all the track. Starts climbing up the hill then towards... I forgot the name of this one. It'll come back to me. Don't worry. But down this one, this is down to Aqua Minerali. And Apex is nicely over to the edge. Oh, bit of a wobble. Runs a little bit wide. And that gets away with it. Up the hill he goes. And into the top chicane again. Watch those big curves there. Don't run wide on exit. It's okay. As the starts drop down the hill towards the Ribatzes. Get the turn, get the car straightened up, then down the gearbox all the way to 3rd. That's a little bit wide as well. Ooh, a bit of a, oh, he's up again through Ribatza 2. Is he going to spin? He is. Is he going to hit the wall? There's a big hit on the wall, but he's just about got it. Oh, no, he's retired. Dylan, unfortunately, out of qualifying then. So the first time on the board then goes to SKMRZ, who is debuting tonight, filling in for... Who's filling in for? Filling in for Aaron tonight, as Brutus and Daft Chip go 1 and 2 after their respective first flying runs. On board then with Captain Chubbs, who got a little bit of on-track action last night, in fact. He filled it in Div 1. Rose unfortunately didn't go to plan. Let's see how he gets on tonight then now with Buratsa 2. See how close he stayed to the pit wall. There goes third fastest, 15.9. So bottom 4 will be knocked out, and Dylan has unfortunately he's relegated himself because he hasn't got a time on the board, so Dylan will definitely be out. Good evening, Unsafe. It is for quali, but just a 50% race. As we like to occasionally throw these things in. As a old face tops the timesheets now. FTRL Ron Alson is back in F1 and back on top of the standings of 15-1 for his flying Barcelona. Again, another one who debuted in Div 1 last night and made a very good account of himself. Then he got P5, qualifying at the moment up in P2. Next as Katz has gone third. Aaron Trucker in podium sitter last time out, P7. And that man's gone P9. Another one who was in the F1 Div 1 race last night. Got himself a top 10 finish as well. You see Alex Pixie has gone out in the medium, which is interesting in Quali 1. Because I think that if he can get to the top 15, or maybe he's saving himself a set of soft tyres as Michael VN goes fastest of all. Debuted last week at Hungary. His race unfortunately lasted a handful of laps, spinning out at turn 4 into the wall. He'll be hoping to go a little bit better this week, filling in for... Who is he in for? He's in for Zombie in the Alpine, and is pedalling that car quite nicely as he goes top of the timesheets, the first man into the 14s. Of course, pole position last night was Tico, who did a 13.9, so that was the overall fastest last night. Let's see what we have tonight. This is just a question of qualifying 1, so there's no need to go too rapidly in this part of the lap. This part of qualifying. Ooh, next is Iceman's widening the gravel at the exit of Rabatza 1 and Rabatza 2. First lap puts in P7 though, so despite going in the gravel, goes almost just 200ths shy of that Chip's lap there, so in the top 7 should be safe. So then one definitely out is Dylan, provided Oscar Fieber, Zero Town Bossman don't bin it. Garni on his way out then, the reigning champ on his way. His first flying lap then, we've got another lap. Bossman's on a lap now, so go on board with him. I'll switch to the outside view, kind of get some reviews of the circuit here at Imola. Into the Villeneuve chicane then, down there nicely. Did the sector always invalidate his lap though, so an invalidation already from Bossman, so he'll have to go again. Heads up the hill then. Watch to him. Piratella, that was one of them. Tamburello, there was another variante Alta, that's all I can't remember. Get my call, the name's back again. So this is Aqua Minerale, and up to variante Alta. Piratella and Tamburello, there we go. Now I'll probably forget those again before the end of the night, but there for now. So Bossman might decide to go again if he's got enough fuel. Good thing about this is it's obviously quite a long session. We'll have a bit of time. The Bossman's sporting the number 81. Now, I can't remember what number he normally runs. I don't think it was 81, but maybe a change of tack. Is he going to go again? No, he's always out of fuel, so he'll be pitting in. Zero Tau back on track. Second outing at FTRL. Fieber and Oscar still sat in the pit lane. Now, so there is the risk that if you don't get your lap in, you might be going and sitting out for a large quantity of the sessions, so fingers crossed. Good evening, Oscar. Maybe you stop getting in the chat and get out on track, get a lap in, because yeah, you might get knocked out if you don't hurry up. Less than 10 minutes to go. Who have we got on laps then? Daft Chip is just starting a lap, so let's have a look at the Williams man. We'll go on board. You see, last time we were on board with him, he crashed into the wall in Mexico, so but that might have been deliberate. So that's how he gets on this time. He's on the grass, coming out of Tamburello into the Villeneuve chicane. plenty of curve, too much curve in fact, that's a valid invalidation. So the curse of the commentator striking early. What about Aaron Trucker? Not far behind him. He has navigated Sector 1 okay, and is nearly 3.5 tenths up in Sector 1. Climbing up the hill then, towards Piratella. Fast left-hander down to 5th gear, should be, yep. Using the curve on exit, short shift back up to 6th, then down towards Aqua Minerale, got Apex inside to the outside, back to the inside again, a little bit hesitant through there. A bit of a twitch there as well. On his way again, now heading up then towards the Variante Alta chicane. Big curve for this one, monster the first one. Watch the second one, don't run too wide there. Missed the checkpoint, but he was purple again, so looks like it's going to be an improvement for Aaron. He's looking to get into the 15s, that should see him safe. Down through Ravazza 1. Apexes nicely using the curb on exit. Apexes nicely, Ravazza 2. Again using that lovely green, white and red. Curving on exit, DRS opens and he pops himself P6 then, jumps ahead of Daft Chip. Solid effort from him, of course podium last time out for a P2, where we saw Daft Chip take victory at Hungary from Aaron, and Jonesy getting his first FTRL podium as well. And yeah, what a race it was, dramatic race in Hungary. A late safety car brought a number of people in. And Pagani, he went for a big move on Aaron to take P2, then went for a big move on Daft Chip trying to get the lead because he was carrying a penalty, got himself some wing damage. That allowed Daft Chip to pull away, Pagani to back the field up, and we had an absolute chaotic queue behind him. Cars going left, right and centre. It was a bit like a car park. Until inevitably his resistance was broken. That allowed Aaron, who was on the hard tyres, managed to sneak up that P2, and Jonesy coming through for P3 as well. Great effort from him. Oscar on his way, so he is taking my advice. Good evening, Dylan, as well. Unfortunately, an early shower for you, but you can watch them on boards, see how everybody gets on. Let's see who we've got on a lap. A lot of people think he's doing numerous laps. Of course, these tyres are not going to be used in the race, so it doesn't matter if you do 1 or 2 laps on the same tyre. McLaren boys out on track at the minute. What about Dylan's mate Callum? Here he is, into the Villeneuve chicane, and he is up in Sector 1 there by 0.128. Alright, Spurs mate, you'll beat Spurs, it's fine. Up then towards Piratella, down to 5th gear. Not quite using all the track there, we've seen people use a bit more curb. Meanwhile, Barcelona has dropped into the 14s now as well, 14.9 from him. Through Aqua Minerale. How's he getting on in Sector 2? He's now half a second up then, so Callum looking for a big improvement here. Out of the Variante Alta, now heading down the hill. He's just moved up Bossman, then goes P7 on a 15.8. Quite a few drivers there on within a couple of hundredths of a second of each other. If they could have got a bit more speed, there's more curb to use there, but neat and tidy. Where does he move up to? Oh, he lost some time in the final sector there, just improved. Half a second up in the middle sector, but lost most of that in that final sector there, so only a minor improvement for Callum, stays 15th. Alex Pixie now on an outlap on the soft tyre, so he did his earlier run on the mediums, but is now at risk. You've got Oscar Feber on outlaps, 0 towers again invalidated. Oscar's invalidated his lap as well. So he said there's plenty of time, but we shall see. We've now got 5, just under 6 minutes. Oscar maybe just recharge the battery. So Michael continues to hold provisional pole for Quali 1. Probably doesn't need to go out again. That lap time looking fairly handy. Same with Barcelona. I can't imagine they'll be back out on track. Alex Pixie then starting his run, so let's see how he gets on. Roman getting out of the way, that's Matman. In then 2. First chicane through Tamburello. Down then towards the Villeneuve chicane, exiting nicely. Not using too much curb, not using any curb in fact, and he is 4 tenths of a second up in Sector 1 then, so big improvement of course on the soft tyre this time. Heading now up the hill around out Tosa, up towards Piratella. The AlphaTauri getting out of his way. Down towards Aqua Minerale. Oh, a lot of curb there in the first part. Gets away with it. Back in there, trying to switch ends on him. There's then up towards the Variante Alta chicane. Nicely through there. Plenty of curb. Daft Chip has retired from the session. Is that a crash? It is. He's crashed out of Ravazza 2 and he's on the bubble. So last week's winner. Why is it put him down to 15th? There we go, he's gone back up again. That was very confusing. No, he's still 15th. Why is it showing him 15th? Alex Pixie goes 14th and 16.5. And Daft Chip, for some reason, despite being on a 15.8, has dropped him down the order. Now, what's going on there? Oscar is now probably through. Puts in a 15.3. That puts him P5. So the current drivers in trouble. Zero Tau, Dylan, Callum and Alex Pixie. He proved to us, he must have been validated at the end there, or maybe messed up his lap, because he did not move up the order. Now, why is it showing Daft Chip as P15? Unless it's because he's retired. I can only think that maybe it's because he's retired, is put into the bottom. But he's not all the way at the bottom. So breaking Rom Elson, fastest lap of all, 14.7. Meanwhile, purple middle sector again for the Aston Martin man. He's on the bubble fuel-wise though. Is he going to be able to finish this lap? Yellow flag in sector 2. Got Ferrari spinning around. Brutus Beer is retired from the session. Oh, he's invalidated his lap. Oh, Alex Pixie is invalidated at the final corner. Ran too wide, and that might be that. Can't see how long we've got left. 2 minutes 40. He's got time to get in, get some more tyres on, get out again. But Alex Pixie is the one on the bubble here, and for some reason it's putting Daft Chip on the bubble as well, and I don't know why. Indeed, Rom is back. So he has then gone fastest of all. Pagani then on the bubble as well, 16.3 for him. And he's invalidated his lap as well, so this could be an outlap though. F1 doing F1 things as usual. So the current running order then with less than 2 minutes to go. Rom Elson sitting first. Michael VN second. He's decided he doesn't need to go out again, so just that one lap from him. Barcelona is third. Still sat in the pit lane. Brutus Beer fourth. Next is Katz is fifth. Oscar sixth. Aaron Chucker seventh. Bossman is eighth. Next is Iceman is ninth. Captain Chubbs rounding out the top 10. Then Mapman 11th. Fever 12th. SKMR Z is 13th. Pagani 14th. Daft Chip is being shown as 15th, but I don't know why. Is it because he's retired? That's all I can think of. Oh god, Pagani's lagging something chronic. At the minute here, Alex Pixie on the bubble though. It's 16th. He's on his way again though. Callum sitting 17th. Dylan is 18th. Zero Tau also. In fact, he is not going to make it out then, so Zero Tau will be starting at the back of the grid. He and Dylan are definitely out. Callum on track, is he? Alex Pixie on his way as well. What about Pagani? Can he make himself safe? Daft Chip, of course, who crashed in qualifying last night. Trying to get out of the way of somebody. Now Pagani's backed out of it. He should have time. Yeah, he'll have time to get round. Is he charging the battery, maybe? SKR MZ coming on a 16.3. This is going to be improvement. Not quite. Not this time. So he stays 13th. Iceman on a 15.8. Bossman into the pits. So Alex Pixie's the one we need to watch then. Pagani into the pits then. Has he done enough? Well, if Daft Chip is going to stay 15th with that retirement, he will be safe regardless of what Alex Pixie does. So it's now up to Alex to see if he can knock out Daft Chip. Here we go then. The pressure is on. The clock ticks to 0. Qualifying 1 is done. So this lap is the one that matters now for him. Does he get a chance at a better grid place, or is he going to start P16? Nicely through the Villeneuve chicane and up towards Tozer. He's down though in sector 1. Iceman crosses the line, improves to P7, 15.6 for him. Then into Piratella. Nicely through there. Down then towards Aqua Minerali. A little bit wide of that first apex. Gets a nice run through the second part of it. Then up towards split point 2. Where is he at time-wise? He is up by half a second. Doesn't invalidate through Variante Alta. So just a couple of corners now to go. Ravazza 1, Ravazza 2. On the brakes, Apex is nicely over the curbs into Ravazza 2. This is the last place you can really struggle. It stays away from the curb this time. No worries about invalidations. Does he jump up? He crosses the line. Didn't see where he ended up. The answer is... You going to tell me again? No, you're not. Where did he go? I'll find out then. No, I'm just going to keep us guessing. So Rom Elson then, fastest in the first part of qualifying from Michael Barcelona. Brutus, Katz, Oscar, Alex Pixie, there he is, he's P7. Iceman is 8th, Aaron 9th, Bossman, Chubbs, Matman, Fever, Esky, MRZ, and the drivers who are out. Daft Chip, Pagani, Callum, Dylan, and Zero Tau. So it looks like Daft Chip's gone out because he's retired then, so... There we go then. Have we had 5 out? That should have only been 4 out, but there we go. I'm not quite sure what's going on. What do you want, Cat? Qualifying 2 on the way then, and it is spitting with rain. So yeah, 5 have gone out then. So the reigning champ and last week's winner both out in qualifying 1. Pagani and Daft Chip then knocked out of qualifying 14 go into qualifying 2. So the game is doing its own thing apparently, and we have got a spatter of rain. Now let's see what tyres everybody's on. Rom's on the intermediates, everybody else is going out early while it's not really raining. Let's see if they can get out and get a lap in before it rains. Now Rom sat in there on the intermediates. Michael's on his way. Barcelona on his way. Rom's still in the pits. He's now on the medium tyre. So you can see a few drivers trying to go out on the medium tyre. I did think that's now this will be a test for anybody who thinks they can get into the top 10 on those medium tyres. Of course, that will mean they start the race on those tyres. So the top 10 in this session will start the race on the tyres they qualify on. That's why a couple of guys are going out on the mediums. Bossman and Matman on the way. Rom is tunneling down pit lane. Alex still in pit lane. What about Aaron? He's in pit lane as well. So I'm surprised they have not rushed out. In fact, here they come. Here comes Alex. So just Aaron then still in the garage. It looks like Brutus Beer is the first one on track. He's got one of the Has for company. It is the man of Exus Cats, because there is Iceman a bit further back there. Oh, Cats having a huge slide out of Variante Alta. Track looking a little bit slippery. Temperatures will have dropped. And it being overcast and spitting with rain. So it's quite critical you get these laps in now. I'm still surprised that Aaron is sat in the pit lane with this threat of rain hanging over this session. Here we go then. Brutus then will be the first one to cross the line and the first one to pump in a lap time. So let's see how he gets on. He's got Cats behind him, Iceman behind him. Here comes the Red Bull now. He's on his way. Through Tamburello into the Villeneuve chicane. You can see the track now looking slick. Looks like that water's starting to settle. 25.9 in sector 1. We're doing 24s in the first part. So that is definitely starting to look a little bit slippery there. It's about getting out as quickly as they can. DRS disabled, yeah, it's definitely wet. So are we going to see anybody get any lap times in at all? These guys at the front might be in luck. Somebody's gone off in the background. Looks like Oscar's one of the Bossman's gone off. The Bossman's crashed on the exit Tamburello. I think Oscar might have been off as well. Brutus then still managing to get around. Well, that track looks wet. He's going to be treacherous conditions now. No DRS. Obviously, there's only the one DRS zone on the track. That is the start-finish straight. Yeah, it looks like the rain has come just a little bit too early. Yeah, but absolute crawl. Look at the slide. Chubb's in the pits. He's gone onto the intermediates already. Brutus going to try and get a lap in then, but of course they were doing 14s, 15s in qualifying one. It's a 25-0 for Brutus. He was the first one across the line. Nexus Eichmann does a 25.9 as well. Nexus Cat's a 27.4. So yeah, it does not look like conditions for slick tyres anymore. 27.7 for Fever. 25.8 for Barcelona. Chubb's on his way then on the intermediates. Then what's Matman going to do? This is not a great lap for Matman. 33, 34, 5. So yeah, that track getting just slicker and slicker. Alex Pixie in the pits now as Rom as well. They're on the way out on the intermediates. So despite the mad dash to try and get a lap in on the slicks before it got too wet, the rain said no. And I would expect most of those lap times to be beaten by the intermediate runners once they get out on track. And so Chubbs was the first one out, wasn't he? Oh, there's Oscar. Oscar's off at the first chicane. So that has not worked out for him, I'm afraid. So we'll go on board then with Chubbs. One of the has spun at Acqua Minerale. He's got going again now. Yeah, look at that. Look at 10 seconds of time already as Chubbs comes across the two has. Now he should get out of his way. They'll be on the way back into the pits. He goes in, it's not on a lap yet. So here we go then. Comes into the Ravazzas. Oh, wide again in the background, one of the has. Chubbs then starts his flying line, giving that pit wall a bit of a wider berth. Time green stuff's probably not going to be the most groupy part of the track. But let's see where he is time-wise, compared then to that lap from Brutus. And the first part of Brutus' lap was okay. But as he got to sort of Tosa, you could see that the track was getting wet, and then by the time he got to Piratella, the track was just far too wet for slick tyres. He did a 25.9 in Sector 1. Chubb's done a 27.0. So it's now a question about the rest of the lap. Oh, twitching there coming out of Tosa. So that was the part of the track that was okay for Brutus' lap. So that 25.0 might not be the worst lap. Let's see then how he gets on. Don't remember the second times for the rest of the lap, but it was kind of at this point onwards we saw him start to struggle. This is where Chubbs then will start to claw back that time. A bit of a twitch there on the exit of Acqua Minerale. There he goes though. Through Variante Alta. Careful on those curves, they will be very slick in these conditions. Into Ravazza 2. Sprint to the line, then it might be close, you know. 23.8 then from Chubbs, yep, so last part of that lap there. The intermediate's coming back at it then, so Brutus's lap might be enough. Ramos goes second, 24.3. So the Williams man carrying Jones's mantle. Goes P2. Who have we got on laps? We've got laps. Aaron Trucker's just started. Pixie's on one, he's at the Variante Alta, and Michael is invalidated. So we'll just go back with Alex Pixie then, who got through right at the death. Quali 1. We'll focus the mind. Down and into Ravazza 1. The curbs on the exit through Ravazza 2. Bit of a twitch on the curb, but okay. And now driving for the line. And it's 24.4 for Alex Pixie, just shy of Rom's time. He puts him P3. We've got hazards are on the way again. Michael has invalidated that lap. What about Aaron? He's invalidated his lap as well. Chubbs is not going quicker on this lap. What about Rom? He's probably not got enough fuel to do anymore. Now you'd imagine that with it being the intermediate tyre, they might put a bit more fuel in and try and do a few laps. Intermediate tyre. That's Alex Pixie then going 3/10 faster in Sector 1 there. So there we go, there's an example. Chubbs into the pits. You feel that lap might be enough. Of course, a few people still to set a representative lap time. A lot of those guys, sort of Brutus downwards, did their lap on the slicks. Pixie then through Acqua Minerale, looking nice and tidy through there. Towards sector 2 split, he's half a second up here, so Mix Pixie looking to challenge that time from Chubbs. I'll put him within a good shout of going through to quali 3. Down the hill we go. Braking for Ravazza 1. Nicely through there. Looks so pedestrian in the wet, doesn't it? Compared to the dry. Nicely using the curbs. Stay tight. Go for the line. 24-1 for him. So improves, but not enough to overhaul Rom, so he stays third for now. What about the Has pair? They're circulating together. This cat's just up the road from Iceman. Jumped on board with Iceman, so we'll stay on board with Iceman. It's into the Villeneuve chicane he comes. Nicely through there. Michael VN goes fastest of all. Next is Iceman down in sector 1 there, but of course he was on the slick tyres. That was where the time was. First up, Michael VN there, 23.4. He goes on, or goes fastest in the current session. Of course, another session to go before we find out who is challenging for pole. So let's see how much time next Iceman makes up over the rest of the lap then. Nicely through Acqua Minerale, then up the hill towards the Variante Alta. And Trucker's gone P5, he's now half a second down, so you see he's taken about 7/10 of a second out of his own time in that middle sector. Like I said, those lap times, it was probably the second half of the lap where the time went away for them. So, not surprised that he was up in sector 1. He's starting to pull that time back in sector 2 though. Let's see what he can do in sector 3. Oscar goes second now, 23.8. Katz goes third on 23.8 as well. The three drivers on a 23.8. Iceman does a 24.8. Goes 1.1 seconds faster than his previous best time. Puts him at P8. But a second down on his teammate then. Next Katz going third. That's not Chubbs again. Come on, there you go. So very handy lap and a yellow flag for, looks like Fever. Nope, it's his teammate. Michael is in the wall. Where's that at? That's at the Variante Alta, I believe. So he's clipped the chicane and gone into the wall. He was on a lap at the minute in Barcelona, 1.7 seconds up in sector 1. That's a very, very quick. No, that was the last lap. He's done a 24.0, but going fast in sector 1, so he's just jumped ahead of his teammate. Let's go on board with the new boy. Let's see how he's getting on. He has invalidated this lap, so we'll not go on board with him for very long. We'll come back to him later. See how he's getting on. That man then currently sat on a 34.5. He did his first run on the slick tyres, on the medium tyre as well, so a lot of time for him to be clawing back. Fastest lap of all, Oscar, 23.2. He finds a lot of time on that lap, then good lap from Oscar. Puts him fastest. Sector Mapman is 2.8 seconds up in sector 2. So big improvement from him. Looks like he's lost a lot of time though in sector 3. His lap, so let's see where he ends up then. He just moved up. Barcelona's just gone second on a 23.3. Out of the second Ravazza comes Mapman. It's going to be an improvement. It's going to be enough though for him. And so it is not. He stays P12, improves to 26.1, but Matt not quite getting it right in those conditions on that lap anyway. Now we'll pick up SKRMZ. Let's call him Skirmsy, shall we? Skirms? Skirms, that'll do. Then up through Tozer, heading up the hill. His teammate is out of the session then, so he carries the Alfa Romeo flag. Through Piratella he goes. Using on the track now. Through Acqua Minerale. Nice line through there. And he is on a 56.3 then, because this is his first flying run. So nothing to compare it to. Oh, big twitch to the exit on the Variante Alta. Back end trying to get away from him. Gathers it up though. Mercedes in front of him, gets out of the way. Ooh, wow, that was close. And he's gone straight on at Ravazza 1. That is a lap ruined for him there. Let's see how Chubbs is getting on. He is in sector 1 and he is 0.3 of a second up on his current best time. And out of Tozer up towards Piratella. Over the crest he comes. Flings it in, 5th gear. Down now towards Aqua Minerale. Nice and tidy through there, then up towards Variante Alta, second checkpoint coming up. He is up by 7/10 of a second. Then Chubbs on to, looking to go fastest of all in this session if he can keep that gap through the final sector. With just under 1.5 minutes to go, Feber has decided to call it quits. He is not going to improve. He's going to start at best P11. Chubbs then 1 corner to go. Oh, on that curb, gets a big twitch there, but saves it. That would have cost him a little bit of time. Goes for the line, goes fastest of all, 23.0. It didn't cost him. That should see Chubbs through. So Bossman and Feber are definitely out. Can Matman and Skirms get through? There's the question then. Skirms on track, but he's invalidated this lap as well. Matman is up by nearly 0.2 of a second in Sector 1. He's half a second up in Sector 2. That will not be enough though. He needs to find some more time. Needs to improve by at least a second to find his way through then. Using the curb there, trying to open the angle up for the final corner. Pixie's decided his lap is enough. He retires from the session. As Oscar for the line comes Matman. He goes 11th ahead of Feber. Just comes up a 10th short, but he will get another run if he's got the fuel for it. Oh, he's got not a lot of battery. Skirms is in the pits then, invalidated lap, so that is his session done. He is out then. It's between Matman, next is Iceman, Aaron Trucker. Still at risk. Brutus there, risk as well, P8. Michael V. crosses the line then. He will go through. As Ron Elson goes fastest of all, 23.07. Usurps Chubbs, 23.09. So Rom just laying down a late marker. Matman has called it then, so he is not going to improve. So Iceman is safe. So that is your top 10 then. So going through then to qualifying 3 and the shootout for pole position. Rom Elson, Captain Chubbs, Oscar Barcelona, Michael VN, Aaron Trucker, Nexus Cats, Alex Pixie, Brutus Beer and Nexus Iceman are all through. So Iceman on the lap but doesn't need to finish it. He is safely through. Chubbs retires from the session. Iceman goes for the line, gets over the line in the 23.5 then, so moves himself up to P6, so he would be safe anyway. And that is everybody across the line then, and qualifying 2 is done. A lovely Rose's helmet he's got there as well. So there we have it then, qualifying 2 done. Rom Elson fastest of all from Chubbs, just 16 thousandths shy. Oscar is third, Barcelona, Michael VN. Next to Iceman, Aaron Trucker, Brutus Spear, Cats and Alex Pixie join them in the top 10 shootout. Out from that session go Matman, Fever, Skirms and Bossman. And we've got the top 10 shootout coming up shortly. I need a toilet break because I'm going to wee myself, so bear with me. And we'll go into qualifying 3. That's better. I'm not going to wee myself any more then. So qualifying 3 underway. We've got 12-minute shootout for pole position then. 10 drivers going for it, and again we are greeted by a slick intermediate weather track. Everybody on intermediates, yeah, everybody's on the intermediates. Rounding the hill then. What have we got to expect for this one? And of course, any drivers can go for it. And obviously, we don't know what's going to happen in the race at the moment. It might be a dry track for the race. We shall see. It's on their way, and it looks as if Brutus Beer is going to be the first one across the line once again. Going then down to Ravassa to start his first flying run. So now it is all about just out and out speed. This then is for your grid. And away we go. Getting the inside line there. Go up against the pit wall. Mercedes also getting out of the way on the grass. Takes the pit lane into the first chicane. Big bouncer curve. Look at that front wing wobbling as he mounts the curbs. Through Tamburello, using that curb on the outside there. So Brave then flinging it into the Villeneuve chicane again, using that curb to turn into the first part. Over the curb in the middle as well. That was nice. Into Tozer. We saw claim a number of victims last night. Thankfully, oh, Chubbs has gone. On the exit of the first chicane, Chubbs has gone through Tamburello. So Chubbs then starting P10. Drops in qualifying into Piratella. Goes Brutus Beer then. Using the curb on the exit there. Nice. Again, Brave there, using those curbs to turn in. It'll be a little bit slick in these conditions, but he's being brave, using the curbs as if it were dry. And it is working so far, sticking nicely towards Variante Alta. The curb nicely over the curbs there. And the curb on exit, not too much. No risk of an invalidation. And down the hill he comes then towards Ravazza 1. Late on the brakes, down to third gear. Exits nicely. Again, using the curbs on exit. Opens the angle for Ravazza 2. The curb keeps it pointing in the straight line. And now just foot to the floor towards the line. The first lap on the board is a 23.6. Then so we saw 23.0s in quali 2. And a 23.5 straight away. So Brutus is jumped immediately by Aaron Trucker. A 25.3 for him. What about Michael? Is it him coming across the line? No, it's Rom. Goes third. Barcelona goes fastest at 23.4. Michael Vian only 23.7 for his first run then, so only fourth fastest for him. Who was that? Katz goes fifth, 23.8. Goes on his outlap. Iceman will be the next to cross the line then. He's coming out of the Variante Alta. Down the hill. Of course you did, Chubbs. Of course you did, mate. I believe you. Millions wouldn't. But I believe you. I believe you didn't want pole position. To be fair, we'll just touch on that in a second. Just wait for Ivan to cross the line. See what he does. It's a 23.9. So he goes jotting behind his teammate. Obviously Tico, who got pole position yesterday, mentioned that it's probably advisable not to be on pole here because of the way the grid is. You have to turn almost immediately right, which does give you the risk of wheel spin. So it's not an ideal line. So perhaps starting on pole is not the ideal scenario here. Chucker out of the final corner. Bit of a twitch there. Is he going for another lap? No, he is abandoning that one. About Rom. Out of the final corner he comes. Using all that curb. Heading for the line. It is fifth position for Rom then, a 23.7. Into the pits. What about Oscar? He was looking racy in that first, well, the last part of qualifying. Barcelona's 23.4, the current time to beat. He comes in towards the line. And it's third fastest then, 23.5. So the lap time's not quite where they were in qualifying 2 at the minute. Is the track a little bit damper perhaps? It's still raining, so is the track just going away from them a little bit? Maybe. It's their first flying run on the board for everybody. Barcelona then on provisional pole now from Aaron Trucker. Continuing his good form from last week. Oscar currently sitting P3. Let's see how he's getting on sector 1 of this lap. He is marginally up then, so he's still on it. So he's caught enough fuel in to go again. Brutus is 4th, Michael VN is 5th, Rom is 6th, Katz is 7th, Iceman is 8th, Alex Pixie 9th, and Chubb starting P10, having not got a time on the board before his car met its fate in the wall somewhere. Oh, big twitch of Oscar out of Acqua Minerale. But he is 0.4 of a second up in Sector 2. So Oscar then looking to be heading towards provisional pole if he can continue that speed through the final sector of the lap. Then just a couple of corners to go. Into Ravazza 1. Michael VN goes fastest, 23.1. Getting down towards those lap times, that will be round about where Oscar was going to be, depending on how his final sector's gone. The answer is he's lost a little bit of time in that middle sector, that final sector. It's only a 23.2, it's enough though for the front row. Where's Barcelona? He's in sector 1. There's a wheel in the middle of the track. I imagine that probably belongs to Chubbs. As Barcelona getting on sector 1, he is 0.3 of a second up. Big improvement then on the cards here for Barcelona. Out of Toza. In the foreground there, Michael VN warming the tyres. He gets up towards Piratella. Through the left-hander he goes. Again, using plenty of curb. Into Acqua Minerale. A little bit wide there on that second apex. Over the crest of the hill he comes. He's still, though, nearly 0.4 of a second up. Purple in the middle sector. It's going to be nip and tuck there for pole, this one. What can he find in the final sector of the lap? Oh, just as drives down the hill, comes over the crest. Into the braking zone, down to third gear. That's second gear, in fact, trying to get the car slowed and turned. Shifts up to third between the Ravazzas. Using the curb on exit, now sprints for the line. Is this enough for pole? It is. It's a 23.0. So he did find some time in that final sector as well. Barcelona back onto provisional pole then with just under 4 minutes of the session to go. On the way out on fresh tyres, Aaron Trucker, Brutus, Rom, Nexus Katz and Alex Pixie in the second Aston Martin. So both Aston Martins are through. Both Hazes are through. And then one Alpine, one Mercedes, one Red Bull, one AlphaTauri, one Williams left to qualify, and of course the one McLaren already back in the garage. This Katz then has just started laps. Let's go on board with the Haz. See what the conditions are like then. Through the first chicane out of Tamburello. Through the chicane he goes. Sector 1 he is over by nearly 0.4 of a second then from Katz, so that would be enough to put him P4 if he can maintain that gap. Very tightly bunched. Less than a second covering the top 8. And down the hill. Through the first part of Acqua Minerale. See, just a little bit tentative there in the wet. That's fine, his conditions are a little bit tricky. Over the crest he comes, sector 2, still 0.4 of a second up. So Katz on for a good improvement here if he can maintain this through the final part of the lap then. Getting the power down gently on those curbs. Stay left and flick right over to the other side of the track. The braking zone down into third gear. Now he goes to second as well. Using that extra engine braking to get the car slowed and turned out of Ravazza 2. Now sprint for the line there. A hint of sunshine perhaps coming through. Katz goes 5th and he lost a little bit of time in that final sector. Enough though for P5. Slots in between Aaron Trucker and Brutus. Brutus rejoin in the middle of Acqua Minerale. He's out on the curves though, he's wide. So a bit of a mistake there. Yeah, he's down 0.6 of a second. That's not going to be improving. What about Rom? He's invalidated his lap then. Who's just moved up? Alex Pixie just goes 7th then. So jumps up from P9. He's now in that battle. So now less than a second covering all 9 drivers. Trucker coming out of Variante Alta, but he's half a second down, so this will not be an improvement for him. Katz has also backed out of it. Brutus to the line. How close they want to get to that pit wall. About Rom then, sector 1. He's out of the Tamburello into the Villeneuve chicane. Let's see where he is time-wise. Sector 1. And it is 0.2 of a second up. So that would be enough to potentially put him either 4th or 6th, depending on how much that he can maintain. You can see they're hugging that right-hand white line up the hill, taking the shortest route up towards Piratella. A little away from the apex, but you don't want to be on the curbs in the wet. Looking down the hill now towards Acqua Minerale, but using that curb on the left. And again there, a little bit away from the apex. Just lack of grip. Michael Vien has decided he's not going to improve, so he has retired from the session, and Nexus Iceman has crashed as well. Rom still up in Sector 2. Looking to improve here. Going for maybe the second row. Is there any time though in the middle part? Through Ravazza 1, through Ravazza 2, out of the final corner. Now foot to the floor. That's the timer up. This will be his final run. It is enough for 4th. It's a 23.3. Alex Pixie retires. He has crashed as well. He's crashed on the exit of Tamburella. We still got on track then. Oscar crossing the line, doesn't improve. Stays 3rd. And Trucker's not going to improve. He's into the pit, so it's all on Nexus Cats. Over the curbs. Look right. And then on the brakes for Ravazza 1. Click the curb this time, using the curb on exit as well. Nicely through there, again using that inside curb and the exit curb as well. Power down now. Can he improve his P6 at the moment? Hugging that inside wall. I think he might have improved to P5. Looking at the steering wheel. And he did indeed then. So it is Barcelona who takes pole position by just a 43 thousandths of a second from Michael Vien. Oscar starts 3rd alongside Rom Elson. With Nexus Cats P5, Aaron Chucker P6, good qualifying from him. Brutus starts P7, Alex Pixie is 8th, Iceman 9th, and Chubbs is P10. Good evening, Flick. Good evening, Scrims as well. Is it time to wake up? Yes, it is, Pagani. You can wake up now. We are about ready to go racing. So there we have it then. Full qualifying session done. And now the race itself. Now, what is the weather going to bring us? Is the question then. Let's get some predictions in the chat then. Who do we think is going to win this one? Who do we think is going to be on the podium? Now, I did say I would start manifesting Alex Pixie for a podium, so I think, being as this is a dry race, to start anyway, there is some cloud in the air again. So will we see changeable conditions in the race? Well, that is the bigger question for us on the outside. The drivers, of course, know. I think that, barring a disaster after his performance last night, Barcelona will win this one. Make up for what happened to him last week, where he crashed at a safety car restart into the wall and threw away a probable victory. I think he'll win this one. Michael Vigen's been looking very, very racy today as well. I think he will be P2. And I'm going to go with Alex for P3. There we go. I'm going to start manifesting that podium for you, Alex, as requested. So there we go then. 2 Aston Martins on the podium. Let's see. Retreat up then. And it is Barcelona then who starts on pole position in the Aston Martin, but might that be the wrong place to start? Well, let's see how he gets on compared to Tico last night. You saw Lynx get the jump last night around the outside into 1. Let's see if Michael Vien can repeat that trick then. He starts P2, he's on the soft tyre, Barcelona on the mediums. Of course, with quality 2 being intermediates, they've all got free tyre choice, so any advantage gained from the being outside the top 10 has been negated by the weather. Top 2 then going different strategies. Oscar starts 3rd, he's starting on the soft tyre, with Rom starting 4th alongside him on the road 2. He is also on the soft. Nexus Cat starts P5, good qualifying from him. Starting on the soft tyre as well, as is Aaron Trucker in P6. 4th row we find Brutus Beer, who's starting on the medium tyre then alongside Alex Pixie in the 2nd of the Aston Martins. He's on the soft. Next is Iceman, starts P9 in the second of the Has. He starts P9 on the softs. And Chubbs rounding up the top 10. He's on the medium tyre in the lead McLaren. Macman starting P11 on the softs. And has got a lot of medium shod runners behind him, starting with Fieber in P12 in the Alpine. SKRMZ starts 13th on the medium tyre, as does his teammate Bossman. Both Alfa Romeos on row 7, who's just gone off the track. No, just been some lag. Daft Chip, after crashing out in Quali 1, and he didn't get through to the Quali 2. He starts 15th, he's starting on the medium tyres, as is Pagani. In the McLaren, the reigning champ, got a lot of work to do from P16. Callum starts P17, he's on the soft tyre in the Alpha Tauri. Dylan in the Red Bull alongside him is starting on the medium tyres, and bringing up the rear is Zero Tau, who starts on the softs. Red tyres on a red Ferrari. And that then is your grid. Unsafe has gone for Martin Brundle, Rubens Barrichello and Johnny Herbert for a podium. That's a solid guess. Good evening, Mr. Funky Fox. We're doing the full qualifying session, mate. This is what we were supposed to do last night, unfortunately, because numbers looked poor. We abandoned it, and then everybody showed up late, so we didn't want to drag it out too much. Grid has formed up then. We've got 32 laps ahead of us. Just wait for the feedback too. And we have got 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go, and it's a good start from Michael Vien. We've seen it again. Bartlett's got a poor start. Oscar's getting a jump as well. Here comes Katz up the inside. Good start there. So he's had a poor start. It's Dylan in the background. It's 2 or 3 wide coming down to the first chicane for the first time. Everybody getting through okay. Oh, around goes Rob. No, they're not. Rob else spins out at turn 2. Everybody else seems to have got around okay, and Michael jumps into the lead. Oscar's got second. Katz is third. Brutus is fourth. Barcelona, the pole sitters, down to P5. He's had a terrible start. Got absolutely swamped on the way into 1. Did he maybe come together with Rom? We will find out later on. Aaron is 6th. Alex picks up 1 to 7th. Jumps up 2. Iceman's where he is, or where he started, in 9th. And Fieber into the top 10 as well. Callum's had a really good start. Oh, Ravis Pagani. And the reigning champs now in drama as well. And all the way to the back. Oh, big twitch there from Callum. The cars filter over towards Variante Alta for the first time. Oh, it was that. Oh, into the wall goes one of the Alfa Romeos. I think, yeah, it was SKMRZ. Clipped the back there of Fever, I believe. But Michael Vien then leads across the line for the first lap. He's got a 1.4 second lead already. That's a massive gap. Already at DRS range. Of course, that doesn't start until the next time around. Aaron on Barcelona to the outside. Is he going to switch to the inside? He is, but Barcelona's got this one covered. Aaron looking racy. There's medium tyres on Barcelona. If he didn't switch on at the start, everybody around him on the softs have absolutely swapped him off the line. Yellow flag further back. It is... Who was that? It was Chubbs. The other McLaren now in strife on the exit of turn 1. So at the similar place to where he crashed in qualifying. Chubbs has had a drama, and he's lost his wing as well. Not the good start for McLaren. They're down to 17th and 18th. Big movers. Let's look at the big movers. Big movers so far. Brutus up 3. Next is Katz is up 2. Feber's up 3. As is Bossman. Daft Chip. Callum's up 4. Zero Tail's up 5. Big losers. Rom down 11. Chubbs down 8. SKMRZ down 6. And now dropping down the others. Callum. Oh no. Callum's had a drama. Aqua Minerali. Yellow flag. Pops out, but he's on his way again. And Katz, meanwhile, got past Oscar as well. So Katz is up to 2nd now. Oh, another yellow flag. Oh, Callum's got again. And Katz with the fastest lap of the race. Now. Oh, yellow flag sector 3. Who's that? Oh, it's Dylan. Dylan's had a drama now as well. It's in the Ravazzas, but Michael Vien leading by 1.7 seconds from Katz, who's just had to chip away at that lead. I mean, just done the fastest lap of the race. Oscar 3rd, that's back where he started. Brutus is 4th. Barcelona regrouping in 5th. Still managing to hold off the Red Bull, which is still glued to his rear wing. However, he's now started to close in on Brutus as well. To the pits comes Chubbs with that wing damage. See these three close together. Then Alex Pixie in P7. He's got the second Haas of next Iceman for company, and then Thieber behind them just picked up a penalty. So exploring track limits, Macman into the top 10. Good start on those soft tyres. Bossman's 11th, Daft Chip up to 12th. He's got his teammate behind him, so the Williams running together, but Rom, who qualified so well, spinning out the first couple of corners. All the Ferrari of Zero Tao's got around at Aqua Minerale. He's recovering to the track now. Callum's on his way, he's had a drama as well. And the two guys have been in the pits at the back. Barcelona makes the move on Brutus, then into the first chicane. So pole sitter starting to find his way back through again. That Bossman Daft Chip not quite close enough. Yellow flag. Who is that? I think it's Dylan again. But that's a 2 this time. But yeah, looking very handy already for Michael Vien. Yellow flag again. Who's that? Oh, is there a Tau now, is it? He's in the pits. It might be SK or oh no, and Zero Town has sped in the pit lane as well. It's gone from bad to worse for him. Michael Vien leading by 2.3 seconds then, so he's got the hammer down, part to pull away again. Katz is now out of DRS range of Oscar, so Katz doesn't need to worry about what's happening behind him. He can focus on trying to close down on Michael Vien, but Michael Vien looking very comfortable at this stage of the race. Yellow flag. Oh, Callum's gone at the Villeneuve chicane, and the safety car is called. So Michael Vien's lead is about to be eradicated. A safety car called as the drivers start lap 5. Nullifies the race. Into the pits comes Oscar and Barcelona. Barcelona's in early, considering he's on the medium tyre. I am surprised at that. Has he got wing damage? No, but he's going onto the hard tyre, and Matman sped in the pit lane. Alex Pixie in as well. Matman and Rom pitting as well, so some of the drivers getting off of those soft tyres early. Now Oscar's gone onto the medium tyre. Now we saw Funky Fox try that strategy last night. He pitted under an early VSC. And the question is, were their tyres going to get to the end? And of course we had safety cars, we never found out. Alex Pixie's followed his lead though. Rom and Matman have gone to the hard tyre, as does Barcelona. So Barcelona's going to be fine tyre-wise. It's whether or not those medium tyres will get them to the end. We shall see. We shall see. Michael Vien leading us around there behind the safety car. Next is Katz in second. Brutus now up to third. Amtrucker is 4th. Iceman is 5th. Fever 6th. Bossman 7th. Daft Chip into the top 10 in 8th. Pagani, despite that spin, is 9th. And then the guys who pitted, starting with Oscar, is now P10. But he's in a potentially strong position. He's got his manager to stop out of the way. Catches the back of the pack. Well, this is true, but there were a couple of pit stops between then Funky Fox. There were a couple of safety cars, so it's whether or not. Obviously, you were. I mean, we were. Yeah, get my words out. You were probably the net race leader. Of course, you overtook Tico, didn't you, in the pits? So it's just whether or not your tyres would have got to the end had there not been those subsequent safety cars. But we will never know, because those safety cars did come out and play a part last night. The safety car playing a part already tonight. Then we got quite far into the race yesterday before the full safety car was deployed. We had an early VSC. But unfortunately, Callum's race has ended early. I have to, mate. I have to. I get to see. I see all. I see all. And while we are on this break from racing, I will take this opportunity to remind you of what's coming up on the rest of, or on FTRL for the rest of the week. And of course, Thursday and Fridays are GT Sport days. GT2 back tomorrow. The 3 races coming from Brands Hatch Indy. So see how the boys get on, tackling the short kidney bean circuit in Kent, former home of the British Grand Prix, of course, many moons ago. Scene of an epic Mansell victory. James Hunter as well, of course. Way back when. Of course, that was the year he got disqualified for not making it back to the pits in the proper manner, because Ferrari were bastards back then. They're still bastards now, but not so much because they're not the dominant force. Anyway, yep, GT2 tomorrow, 8 o'clock, during Unsafe Release and an other, possibly SBY or an other. They will be going through the action at 8 o'clock tomorrow, and then on Friday is GT1. Same again, Brands Hatch Indy. And see how the big boys get on attacking the short Kent circuit. Testing is looking like the drivers are going to be qualifying very close. Oh, was that? Please tell me. Nope, I didn't. It's fine. I thought I just saw somebody spinning under the VSC coming out of Variante Alta. I didn't, thankfully. Or did I? What's going on here? Oh, no, Bob Rom's dropping behind SKRMZ. Come back ahead of him. Yeah, but I saw everything. I don't know, the Funky Fox. Oh, in the background. Who's that off? That is SKRMZ's off at Variante Alta. He's going to the pits. He's going to pit again. He's going to go for some medium tyres, perhaps. And he doesn't fancy those hards. They are not going to be very nice when they're cool. But they are under the safety car. The pits he comes, on go. He's going to serve a drive-through. 5-second penalty. And then off go the hards, on go some softs. So in fact he's going onto the soft tyre again. Interestingly. Oh. Was it Barcelona? I've just seen a message pop up, and Barcelona's now dropped behind his teammate, despite the fact he was ahead of him and pitted before him. So our pole sitter, now on the hard tyres, has dropped behind his teammate. Now, was that the car I saw having a moment at Variante Alta? Aston Martin's together in 11th and 12th. But we shall see then. Obviously different strategies there. Some drivers decided not to pit. Those on the soft tyres. Looking at Michael Vien, Katz, Aaron Trucker and Iceman. Now we saw some of the drivers last night get to lap 14 on the soft tyre. And that was the guys who had a free tyre choice as well. Looking like the likes of Tom Duval and et al. So obviously with it being a wet qualifying, they got a free tyre choice. So not necessarily the worst thing in the world for Michael Vien. He's going to have clear track. He's now taken over as pace setter. The pace car is in this time. SKRMZ just catching the back of the pack. So he should be on the tail of it as we get going. In fact, he should join at racing speed. Michael Vien back in the pack up. Pulls the trigger now. Away you go. Katz going with it. Bruce has had a good restart. And Trucker caught napping a little bit. Iceman on the back of him. No DRS for 2 laps after a safety car though. So this will have to be organic overtakes. Using ERS, Iceman looking at Aaron Trucker into 1, not close enough. Bossman looking at Fever, who's compromised him, gone a little bit deep into the first part. Bossman's going to be close. Oh, Fever touches to the inside, Bossman to the outside for the Villeneuve chicane, and Bossman sweeps through. Good move. Up to P6 goes the Alfa Romeo man. Now Daft Chip thinking about a move, not quite close enough. But it's been a good restart by Michael Vien, has half a second lead over Nexus Katz, who's now coming back at him. Brutus had a good restart, didn't find a way through. Now just dropping back a touch. Aaron holding on to P4 with Nexus Iceman in the second has. Right with him. SKMRZ has picked up a penalty for track limits. It's up to Variante Alta. Just going further back here. Got the Alfa Romeo, Aston Martin's nose to tail. Alex Pixie with a big twitch out of the Variante Alta. Feel that maybe his teammates a little bit quicker next to Katz. Oh, Katz now with a penalty. So the man second on the road is now dropped second behind as well. DRS will be re-enabled at the end of this lap. Anybody close enough for a move? Chubbs on Matman maybe. So they get down towards turn 1. Not going to be close enough this time. This game was about at the fastest lap that time around. Racy on those fresh soft tyres. Oh, he's had a really good run there through Tamburello. Thinks about a move into the Villeneuve chicane. Chubbs goes in the room at the first part. No way through though. Finds him on the apex of part 2. What about into Tozer? No way through. Into the pits has come Rom again. Rom's had some dramas. After qualifying so well, it's just not going right. Katz back into that 1 second gap now. He's pulled away from Brutus. He's just with Michael Vien very wide at Aqua Minerale. Over the hill, Brutus then not able to live with the pace of the front 2. Dropping back. Oh, Michael Vien with a big twitch there on the exit of Variante Alta now as well. No, Barcelona had pole Dutch. Oscar was third. And has just been passed by both of the Aston Martins. So what has happened to Oscar? He's lost a couple of places, now got Matman all over him. Has he picked up some damage in the moment somewhere? He's into the pits. Yeah, Oscar's had a moment somewhere. Into the pits he goes. Oh, Oscar's now on the back foot. What's going on further forward? Anybody thinking of a move into one? Chubbs on Matman. And this KRZ's there as well. Oh, he's going for it. Oh, he's going to go round. And around goes Alfa Romeo. Oh, and Zero Tower has to take a warning action over the curbs as he rights himself. Oscar, fresh medium tyres on that car. Must have got some wing damage somewhere. Dylan is in as well. Rom is praying for another safety car. Michael Vien, despite that moment here last time around, has pulled that gap to back over a second again. Katz, though, clinging onto the coattails. But he's now 2 seconds clear of Brutus. Oh, Michael Vien, there's the penalty. Wide a couple of times, wide at Variante Alta. That's a penalty for both the top two now. Katz has also got back within that magical second marker. There's the line. Detection, yellow flag. It's Zero Towers gone round at Aqua Minerale. So then Katz will have DRS. Wing pops open. Starts to close in. He's not going to be close enough into the pits. Has come Alan Trucker from P5. No, P4, sorry. Closing into within 7/10 then of the race leader. Let's go no further back. Chubb's making a move on Matman finally. DRS wide open and up to P11 he goes. Barcelona's got ahead of his teammate. He's now on the back of Pagani. Into the outside for Tozer. And then going onto the medium tyres, but that should be him now to the end. Oh, Chubbs with a twitch in the background. And Chubbs still doing battle as well. A Ferrari man battling hard. Had a really good run last night. Finished the top 10 in Div 1. Gone for the early stop though onto the hard tyre, so tyre wise can go to the end. And now whether or not there'll be another safety car and whether that will play into how this race pans out. Few spins, but just the one retirement so far. On lap 11, Bossman close to the back of Nexus Iceman. He's having a really good run again. Now, despite those, despite Katz's best effort, Michael Vien's pulled away again. Into the pits comes Iceman. So Iceman pits from P4, puts Bossman into the top 4 now. A really good run. Oh, what's going on here? Round the outside goes Barcelona. Pagani's going to push him deep. Oh, there's big contact. They get away with it. Just about. Barcelona not able to get through. Pagani was attacking Fever. Barcelona attacking Pagani. Looks like they got away with it. Oh, Pelex picks it out of drama now. Here comes Chubbs on the outside. Round Tozer. Has he got the move done? He has. What a move from Chubbs. Around the outside of Tozer. Into P9 he goes. Rom with the fastest lap further back then. 16.8. He's pushing hard. He's going to pray for a late safety car, bring him back into contention. What he can do from there then. The big battle is currently Pagani and Feber. It's Pixie and Chubbs as well. And McLaren's on the attack. On the attack and under attack rather. Settling down a little bit now. Pagani on the back of Fever, that's what we want to watch. Into the pits, then comes Nexus Katz from P2. And just Michael Vien left to make his first stop off those soft tyres. Pagani then with the DRS. Right up against the pit wall, sweeps around the outside and into the top 5 goes the reigning champ. Knocked out in Quali 1. He's into the top 5 now though, using the alternate strategy. Katz has gone for the hard tyre, interestingly. Now his teammate's gone for the mediums. So let's go see how that pans out for him. It is through. Chubbs closing on the back of Barcelona there. Like a different line now. Meanwhile, Matman has gone past Alex Pixie. So we're getting the move done on 0 Tau into the first chicane. No, the race leader did daft chip on the back of Bossman. Yellow flag further back. Who is that? That was 0 Tau at the Villeneuve chicane. He's got going again. Oh, he's had another drama. Race leader is in. So Michael Vien pits. Daft chip on the back of Bossman. It's the battle for P3 at the moment. It's about to come the battle for P2. Wing wide open. You feel this is a fairly routine overtake. Yeah, Bossman gives him the inside. Daft chip gets the move done and sweeps ahead into the braking zone. Alex Pixie's in as well. And Bossman then picks up a penalty on the exit of Tamburello as well. Compound is misery, yellow flag sector 3. Oh, SKRZ has gone. And the safety car is out again. Now where has he crashed? Oh, he's crashed at the entrance to the pit lane, look. Rom is going to pit. And what's happened there? He must have lost it on traction out of the final corner and has hit the wall. Ron pits, Alex Pixie pits, he's just out the pits in fact. And Michael Vien will be kicking his luck because he could have done with that happening a little bit earlier. Now, what do the likes of Daft Chip, Brutus, Bossman, Pagani, Fieber do? Safety car is out, it's too early for soft tyres. They could potentially go for the hards. But would you want to go for the hard tyres at this stage? Let's see what Brutus does. He's going to pit, so it's a free pit stop. Why not? Daft Chip is going to pit as well, so is Bossman. They're in. Pagani is in. Fieber's in. Barcelona will stay out, of course. He's on the hard tyre now. Chubbs pits. Matman's in. He's going to go probably to the mediums, so cheap it up. Pagani go for the soft tyre. So is Bossman. So they think it's going to be another pit stop. Now a number of guys coming up the pit straight, and this is going to shake up the order. Barcelona behind the safety car. Who's going to jump out second? Brutus is going to come out P2. That's going to work out beautifully for him. Cat slops into P4, so he's lost out a little bit. He's lost out to Michael Vien. No, in fact, he was part of Michael Vien anyway, wasn't he? But just loses that then, so Michael Vien just stays ahead of Cats, but Brutus has jumped them all. He's up to P2 now. Daft Chip pits, he's come out in P5, so that's worked out nicely for him. Bossman, though, in P6 is on the softs. Now the top 5 will be able to get to the end from here. P6 but will not be. We're not quite a half race distance yet. On the soft side, next is Iceman is 7th. Pagani's now 8th. Fieber 9th. Aaron is 10th. Chubbs probably had the stack in the pits. He's now 11th. Oscar is 12th after that second unscheduled stop. Matman having just pitted for fresh tyres again. Back onto the mediums now. He is 13th. Alex is pitted for fresh tyres as well. He's 14th. Dylan is 15th. Rom got the hard tyre on. I feel he might pit again if he can catch him. He's a long way off the back of the pack though, so he'll have to hustle. That's 0 Tau. So they might pit again, but there's quite a way off the back of the pack at the minute. So the safety car at Ravazza. Rom's only at Tozer, so he's half a lap behind. Need to get the hustle on. Oh dear, yeah, SK was up there saying losing traction at the final corner, hits the wall, and that unfortunately is a race done. So unfortunately an early retirement for him, but a solid debut, and I'm sure you'll get more chances, and hopefully it'll go a little bit better. Michael Vien had a very similar debut. In fact, his debut lasted about 4 laps last week, so he is significantly improved from last week, and I'm sure you'll get your chance to do so as well. We are now at half race distance. We are behind the safety car for the second time, and the running order is as follows. Barcelona, pole sitter, has retaken the lead despite a poor start. We saw him swallowed up and drop down to P5. the line. Brutus then up to P2. Michael Vien, the early race leader, down to P3. However, he is on the medium tyres. The cars either side of him are on the hards. One of them is Nexus Cats, who had a really good start to the race. He was running P2, now finds himself P4. And Daft Chip, who has come up from 15th on the grid, sitting P5. Look at the some change. Yep, he's up 10. He's P5. Bossman starting up. He's now P6. He's on the soft tyre, so he's going to be very, very racy at the restart. But will need another pit stop because he will not be able to get to the end on those tyres. Nexus Iceman, however, might be able to P7. So let's see how he fares later on. Pagani's also gone aggressive. He's on the soft tyre. He will be racy at the restart. Bieber is now 9th. He's now on the hard tyres, and Aaron Trucker in 10th is on the mediums. Then we've got Chubbs in 11th, the second McLaren, also on the hard tyres, and Oscar is 12th on the mediums. Matman is 13th, also on the mediums, but his tyres are fresh. He pitted last time around. Alex Pixie's 14th on the medium tyre as well, and we've got Dylan in 15th. Rom has caught the pack. He is 16th, and Zero Tau just closing up now. Those are on the hard tyre now. Will Rom take this opportunity to pit? Go for something a little bit racier tyre-wise, and no, he's going to carry on. So he thinks those are the tyres he needs to get to the end. What about Zero Tau? Does he fancy tyre-wise? No, he's going to carry on as well. So safety car going around for one more lap at least. The pack will now all be together. Now, the interesting thing for me is going to be what tyre is the white on. Now, we know the hards will go to the end. That's not in question. It is the medium tyres, which should be okay here. So Michael Vien's in a very strong position because he's on the medium tyres, which are going to be very quick compared to those hard tyres. Those hard tyres are going to struggle to switch them. Barcelona on 11-lap-old hard tyres. So not only is he on the hardest compound tyres, the less grip, the less quick, they're also fairly worn compared to everybody else around him. So he might be vulnerable. Brutus has been quick, but didn't look like to have the ultimate outright pace. Michael Vien and Katz pulled away from him in the first part, and they are now directly behind him. Safety car in this lap. So hopefully Barcelona's restart will be a little bit more successful than last week, where he came out the final corner at Hungary, lost traction and slapped the wall, damaging his wing. Now thankfully, final corner here is a little bit before the run, so shouldn't have any problems then stacking the pack up. Oh, Michael Vien's hit Katz under the safety, or been hit by Katz under the safety car. That penalty will be removed, provided he doesn't have to serve it in the race. Oh, Rom's picked up a penalty. He's clashed in Zero Tau. Barcelona making them wait. He's gone now. Next, Katz was on his toes this time. He's got alongside Michael Vien. Brutus for the lead, not quite close enough. Michael Vien, and oh, Michael Vien's got him very hot to the first chicane, goes deep, stays at P3. He's going to run wide next to the Cats. He's going to have a run. So is Daft Chip. Covers the middle of the road. Brutus attacking Barcelona. Oh, Michael Vien's wide. Oh, Katz is through, is he? Oh, he's up the inside. They're side by side coming out of the corner. Up towards Piratella. They're still side by side. Michael Vien's got the traction up the hill. It stays P3 for now. But Katz being very racy on the restart. Barcelona gets a penalty for track limits. Piratella, Bossman's gone. I don't think he made any moves yet. Oh, no more track warnings. That was Michael Vien and Katz, I believe. Bossman looking very racy on those soft tyres, but he's got nowhere to go at the minute. Pagani now looking at Nexus Iceman as they head down towards the Rabatzes. The first lap of the restart, Barcelona hanging on to the lead. Brutus attacking but not able to find their way through, and now he's got Michael Vien all over the back of him. With hard tyres switching back on again. Michael Vien on the mediums there, we will be racy. Oh, Barcelona's had a poor run at the final corner. Here goes Brutus. Barcelona covers the inside. Which side does Brutus go? Barcelona in the middle of the track, nowhere for anybody to go. No moves being made this time, everybody's spread out. Chubb's had a drama somewhere. He's down to 16th. Brutus now under attack from Michael Vien. Yellow flag sector 1. It's Dylan, I think, on the exit of the first chicane. He should be able to get going again. Oh, and Chubbs is now retired. Now Chubbs has gone on the exit of the first chicane through Tamburello. That's where he crashed in qualifying as well. Yellow flag deployed, but I don't think we're going to see a safety car. It's not been called, so I think we're going to carry on racing. Bossman's got the move done on Daft Chip though. He's up to 5th. Finally starting to put those soft tyres to use. Cats again looking at Michael Vien, who's not been able to make any progress yet. Barcelona also not being able to pull away. Oh, he's very displeased. I imagine he is, yes. DRS re-enabled this time, however the drivers will not have it this time around. But they will have it next time they come to the flag. Brutus looking to the inside, trying to unsettle Barcelona, but no way through. Is anybody close enough for a move into 1? Not quite. Aaron thinking about looking at Alex Pixie. Rob's had some drama somewhere. He's dropped off the back of Matman again. Barcelona continues to lead, however we've got how many cars we've got in this train at the minute? We've got 10, so your top 10 all in a big DRS train. Alex Pixie's also just got back into range, so we've now got 12 in a train. Big FTRL train going on here. Barcelona pushing hard, but not able to break away at the minute. Brutus staying with him. All Cats around the outside of Barkovia, very wide on the exit there. He's coming back on the exit of Aqua Minerale. Bossman's going to have a run though up the inside. And gets the move done into Variante Alta. Up to 4th goes the Alfa Romeo. That's with a solid run though. Trying to close back in again right on the back of Bossman as they head down towards Rabatza 1. Now DRS re-enabled. There's the DRS detection line. And everybody, Nexus Iceman's out of DRS range. However, Brutus is in it. This should be a fairly easy overtake. And Michael Vien might be in a position to follow him through. Brutus to the lead. How close is Michael Vien? Not close enough, is he? Oh, to the inside now. It's a late move down the inside into the first corner. Barcelona forced wide. Bossman trying to find a way through, but finds the car right in his way. No way through, unfortunately. Now to the inside. Barcelona tries to cover. Bossman, though, got so much more grip, and up to 3rd he goes. Great move. And now here comes Katz, looking to the inside. Barcelona trying to come back at Bossman. No way through. Bossman shuts the door. Oh, now Daft Chip's got Pagani fanning out behind him, trying to find a way through. Had a good run up the hill there. I think they're all slightly backed up by Bossman. And Barcelona battling. Oh, Daft Chip and Pagani go wheel to wheel out of Piratella. And Pagani gets the move done on the way into Aqua Minerale. What a move. Pagani also on the soft tyres, of course. And deja vu to Div 1 of historic times where we've got Dutch 1-2. However, it is not Robin and Tico, it is Brutus and Michael who lead this one. At the minute they've got 2nd to Bossman. Now is he still in DRS? No, he was outside of the 1 second at the detection line. So no DRS for Bossman. However, he has got a fairly comfortable gap to Barcelona, who lost 3 places on that lap. And Michael Vien back to the lead of the race then. The Alpine man using the DRS into the lead of the race. Barcelona closing back in on Bossman. Katz, Pagani, Daft Chip, Iceman all together. Then Fever just a bit further back. It's got Oscar all over the back of him. Alex Pixie and Aaron Trucker with them as well. They've just slipped out of DRS range. Although Fever's now back within that second, so needs it by the end of the lap. Aaron Trucker picks up a penalty. Further back. Congratulations on your kettle and scatter cushions, Aaron. You must be so proud. Eeks. Sounds like there has been some altercations going on in the packs there between Chubbs and Oscar. Michael Vien then back to the lead of the race and starting to pull away using those medium tyres now. We're on lap 22 of 32, 11 laps to go. Michael Vien then is not out of DRS. I think Brutus will have DRS. He was just inside, was he? No, he's not got DRS. What about Bossman? Bossman does. Bossman will start to close back in. Next is Katz, meanwhile, right at the back of Bossman. Bossman in pits. Has he picked up some damage somewhere, or is he just getting off those hard tyres? He's going to go into the soft tyre. He is, yeah, fresh wing, but look at it's damage for Barcelona. That's why he was maybe dropping down the order a little bit. Pagani picks up a penalty, so he goes past Katz into 4th place. However, you think that pit stop is due. Not too distant future for Pagani. 10 laps to go. Michael Vien leading this race by 8/10 of a second from Brutus. Bossman now is closing in. But again, he's another one. I just don't think those tyres are going to get him to the end. This week through Aqua Minerali. Cats with another penalty further back then. So we've got Michael Vien now out of DRS range of Brutus. He's got that magical second. And then some. Bossman right with him. Pagani leading Cats by 6/10. Daft Chip just over a second back then. Not in DRS range at the minute. He's pushing hard. Trying to get back within that second before the detection line, which is there. And he should have got it. Yes. It's within that second. We'll come out of Ravazza 2. There's the DRS notification. Oh, over the curve there though. Yellow flag. Oh, Zero Tao's gone. He's crashed on Tamburello and the safety car is out again. Now, who does that benefit? Iceman got into the pit, so did Matman. They're going to go for the soft tyre. Ron will also pit here as well, you would imagine. Soft tyre going on for those guys. Zero Tao unfortunately has come a cropper at Tamburello. Michael Vien now. Again, now it's a tricky position because safety cars do not help the race leader in this situation. Now he's on 9-lap-old mediums. They will get him to the end. Obviously this safety car will save his tyre life as well. However, it's really who behind him pits and how close are the nearest soft tyre runners, because we saw last night soft tyres around here late on against used mediums and used hards can be very effective for the right driver if they're in a position to capitalise, and the one that capitalised most last night was Funky Chicken, who came through from the middle of the pack to finish P2 on the road, right on the back of the leader, who had a 3-second penalty, and that's what handed him his first win. Michael Vien, you imagine he'll stay out here. He's got to really. No, he's going to pit. Race leader, yes, they're in. In he comes. In the come. Who's going to stay out? Katz is going to be the one to stay out. Daft Chip going with him. They're going to risk it. So they're going to stay out. But look how many drivers are pitting behind them. Alex Pixie stayed out as well. Aaron Trucker's stayed out. So four stay out. Now is Iceman. No, Iceman's going to lose out. There's a long pit lane. Brutus on his way again. Oh, Michael's had to serve his 5-second penalty that he got for being hit earlier, and that's going to cost him the race lead. So Michael Vien has lost out there because of that contact behind the safety car earlier. He had to serve his 5-second penalty, so that now can't be removed. So this has put Brutus back into prime position. Also, Bossman's now in a very strong position. Pagani suddenly in contention. Dylan pitting as well. And Dylan's still going. That's what we want to see, mate. Good luck. Good effort. Barcelona back into contention as well. But a lot of work to do from 13th. But he's on fresh soft tyres, and so your top two are on old hard tyres. Next, Katz leads. He's got 11 laps on his hard tyres. Daft Chip has got 9 on his. The 3rd and 4th place cars are on medium tyres, but also used medium tyres. Alex Pixie's got 10 laps. Aaron Trucker has got 13. Everybody behind them are on fresh rubber, starting with Brutus Beer in 5th. And he's got fresh soft tyres. Bossman is 6th, fresh soft tyres. Pagani's 7th, fresh soft tyres. Michael Vien is now P8, fresh soft tyres. Next to Iceman P9, fresh soft tyres on the Haas. Oscar's P10, fresh soft tyres on the Mercedes. Fieber is 11th, once again, fresh soft tyres on that Alpine. Batman is 12th, fresh soft tyres. Barcelona has got 1 lap, fresh soft tyres on his Aston Martin. Rom is on the medium tyre, interestingly. Does he fancy a late splurge for the softs? Does he have any softs left? Well, he's carried on, so not going to swap onto the soft tyre, and Dylan is making his way around. He's just pitted as well. and he is on fresh, soft tyres. So you feel that Cat, Staff Chip, Alex Pixie and Aaron Trucker are going to be sitting ducks here, but we saw last week in Div 2, anything can happen. Aaron Trucker held on hard tyres at Hungary. It's a very narrow track here. We've seen some unconventional overtakes. Pagani getting the move done out of Piratella down towards Aquaminerale on Daft Chip earlier. And the race has come to him, so him and Bossman really needed that safety car because they needed a pit stop anyway. The fact that a lot of people have pitted means they have not lost out too badly. They are now 6th and 7th. So 4 retirements in this one. Callum was the first to go. SKMRZ also retired. Chubbs was the 3rd, and Zero Tau has been our 4th and most recent retirements, unfortunately spinning out at Tembarella. To Variante Alta, safety car in this lap then. So we're about to go racing. We will be on lap 27 of 32. There will be no DRS until lap 29. And even then they will not get it until lap 30. Because you will not... Ooh, Daft Chip just hit the back of Cats there. Came steaming into the Ravazza 1. Right, Cats, Daft Chip, Alex Pixie and Aaron Trucker need to play this very not well because they're going to have a lot of very racy drivers on soft tyres behind them. Cats pulls the trigger. Away he goes. Good jump from him. Let's look at Brutus. He's going to be the racy one. The first racy one anyway. He's had a good restart. He's on the back of Aaron Trucker. Looking to the inside. Is there going to be any way through though? No, there's not. Bossman right there as well. Ooh, further back. Who's that going side to side? That's Mike, Oscar and Iceman, I think. And Oscar's got the move done. So Oscar on his toes. Getting the move done. Brutus around the outside. Open the door for Bossman up the inside of Tozer. Cuts him off though. Pagani now trying to come back. Brutus has got the move done on Aaron. Aaron's getting swamped here. Bossman's going to go through as well. Pagani's on the inside. But Aaron hangs on around the outside. He's going to run wide. Pagani's going to go through. Oscar on Fever. Oh, the 3 wide coming out to back up in the right. That's brave. Fever backs out of it wisely. Iceman around the outside. Aaron's off the track. Oh, he's got no car. Fever coming back at him. Fever is back out. Michael. Sorry, it's Michael. Sorry, to lie, it's the wrong Alpine. Oscar getting some moves done. He's up to P7. He's had a really good relaunch. Brutus though cutting through with the 4th. Next is Cats leads by a second. Coming around to the end of lap 27. Can Alex Pixie be the roadblock that these front 2 need? DRS. No DRS this lap either. Brutus on Alex. He's right in the wheel tracks to the outside. It's fresh softs versus warm mediums. You feel this is going to be a no contest on the brakes. Brutus gets the move done. Great move. Pagani with a penalty. Now Iceman on Aaron Trucker for P9. And here comes Fever this time. It's definitely Fever this time. Aaron wide, he's just not got the grip. Here comes Matman now, he's just getting absolutely swarmed by these soft tyres. Barcelona up the inside, Matman banging wheels with Aaron Trucker. Trying to go on the outside of toes as sparks fly. Barcelona looking for a way through, so is Rom Elson in there as well. Brom's got the move done on Barcelona, but Barcelona's got the inside for Piratella, but Brom's got the run around the outside, but there's nowhere to go. Barcelona stays ahead. Oh, Bossman Alex Pixie. And Pagani as well. Trying to go wheel to wheel through Variante Alta. Oh, banging wheels through the curbs. Oh, around goes Michael BN. Oh, was that Oscar into the back of him? Either way, the Alpine man has spun out. He's all the way down to 15th. Oh, what a shame. Brutus got them done on Daft Chip. He's got 1.5 seconds there to close on the race leader. Katz is running for his life. Bossman on the back of Daft Chip now. DRS is re-enabled this lap, but they will not get it until the end of the lap. So it's safe this time around. Daft Chip defends the inside. Can Bossman sweep around the outside? No, he can't. So have to find another gap. He's going to go run out of the chicane though through Zambarella. Daft Chip in the middle of the road, defending for all he's worth. Bossman looking up the inside into Tozer. It's a late move. Oh, Daft Chip sees it coming, but can't do anything about it. Switches back. But now it's a run up the hill. Oh, Bossman banging wheels. Pagani's now trying to find a way through. More banging of wheels. Daft Chip holds on to Pagani for now. But Bossman's got the move done and he's off and running. Now Pagani's got a couple. Oh, Bossman's wide at Acqua Minerale. They go through Variante Alta. Nexus Cat's leading by 1.2 seconds. He's done a really good job on this lap of holding off, but Brutus, of course, doesn't have a penalty. So he's not necessarily FIBA and Iceman now doing battle down towards Ravazza. He's going down the order. Oh, it's Oscar. Where's Oscar gone? Oscar's now at a spin somewhere as well. Oh no, Oscar had gone all the way up to P7. Daft Chip and Pagani go wheel to wheel. Pagani with the DRS down the inside. Fresh tyres. Daft Chip going real late on the brakes, trying to come back at him. It's Pixie's 6th, holding off FIBA. And next is Iceman as well. Matman closing in behind. He's bringing Rom Elson with him. Just not been able to find a way back through despite all these safety cars. She's never in a position to capitalise. Barcelona pitting again as he had more damage. FIBA and Alex Pixie. FIBA trying to get the inside out of Toza into Piratella, but no way through. Brutus now within DRS range of the race leader. They've got 3 seconds over Bottom. Let's look at the penalty situation. Oh, Nexus Cats has got 14 seconds. Oh dear me. There's a drive through in there and 3 track limits, so Nexus Cat's not really at the races at all in this one, is he? Let's be realistic about this one. Brutus then has got this one won, barring any dramas. Behind him, Bossman on 3, Pagani on 6. Now we've got 9 for FIBA, 3 for Matman, 6 for Aaron, 6 for Michael, 3 for Oscar, 6 for Barcelona, and 3 for Dylan. No, 9 for Dylan, sorry. For the lead. Brutus sweeps by, Katz doesn't fight it. He knows that's not his fight, and Pagani gets the move done on Bossman. Michael BN picks up another penalty further back as FIBA gets the move done on Alex now. Oh, it's contact between Iceman. Oh, into the wall hard. Iceman hits the wall hard. Alex Pixie's got damage, I think. No front wing on the Aston Martin. A spectacular crash. And unfortunately, they just locked wheels there, and that's the end of the race for Iceman. And Alex Pixie's hopes of a podium, because he had no penalties, are extinguished. Brutus now pulling away at the front. Bossman's not in a bad position, but Daft Chip's in a strong position here to still get a podium. Oh, race leader gets a penalty now. Oh, Daft Chip's had a big moment there. Acqua Minerale, through goes FIBA. We're on the penultimate lap then, and Brutus is away now by 1.7 seconds. He's not under any threat here. This one now, barring an accident, he's got this one won, because everybody behind him has got penalties. Nexus Cats has got 14 seconds, so he has racked up the penalties tonight. Pagani 3rd. He's got the penalty situation 6 seconds then, so yeah, not under any threat. Rom getting past Matman. Come up behind the other Williams and Daft Chip. These two, them no penalties there, so Rom and Daft Chip could jump up the order quite significantly here. Michael Vienna now getting the move done. Oh, in the background, who's that going off? Aaron Trucker wide at the Villeneuve chicane. Barcelona takes the fastest lap away. Bossman gets passed by FIBA. They're now battling up the hill, wheel to wheel. Up over the crest. FIBA's got 9 seconds though. Oh, Bossman gets another penalty though for battling, and through goes FIBA. I think Daft Chip and Rom ended up on the podium here. Despite being 6th and 7th. Oh, big twitch from FIBA out of Acqua Minerale. Bossman's going to come back at him up the inside. No, drops in. Rom's looking at Daft Chip further back. But up the road, out of the final corner, he's driven brilliantly. He's maybe not had the ultimate pace tonight, but Brutus Beer is going to win the first ever Div 2 race at Imola. Cats will cross the line, but expect to drop down the order now. Pagani crosses the line. He'll go 2nd for now. FIBA's going to come across the line. He goes 2nd. No, Daft Chip gets 2nd. Rob gets 3rd. They do get onto the podium. Pagani misses out by just 7/10 of a second. Matman ends up P5. Bossman is 6th. That late penalty cost him. Katz is 7th, Fever ends up 8th, Michael Vien is 9th, Oscar 10th, Aaron Tucker 11th, Barcelona, oh, again, what could have been for him? He's just had the worst luck tonight after a great job last night. He's going to let Alex Pixie go through to take P12 with no front wing on that Aston Martin. He crosses the line in 12th, Barcelona, doing a donut. He'll cross the line in 13th place though, but again, what could have, should have been for him. He had a really good race last night, just not had the luck tonight though. And Dylan again getting to the flag. It's going to be P14 for him. I think he'll be his best result yet. So great to see more points on the board for Dylan, bringing it home in 14th place then. Well, it got dramatic at the end again, once again. The safety car mixing up the order. Daft Chip gets drive for the day. He ends up P2 from 15th on the grid, I think it was. So a very, very strong fight back from him. Keeps him very much in the title hunt. But Brutus Beer is your winner. Victorious in Hungary. And both Williams on the podium for the second race in a row. However, it is Rom this time, backing up Daft Chip, who gets a first and second in 2 races. Rom, in his first start of the season, gets a P3. Go on, Dylan. Get in there, son. So there we are at the finish then. It is Brutus Beer who picks up the victory. That one penalty, Daft Chip and Rom keeping it clean. And they end up second and third. Rom with his 4 pit stops. Daft Chip with just 1 for 15th of the grid. He ends up second. Pagani ends up P4. A good return for him in the end, having qualified down in 16th. Matman comes through to P5. Bossman P6. Could have been a little bit better for him. Next is Katz 7th. Fever is 8th. Michael Vien 9th. And Oscar 10th. And then Aaron, Alex, Barcelona and Dylan. The final finishes, retirements there at the bottom. Well, Div 2 doesn't do anything but drama, and there's plenty of it tonight, but another cracking race, and Brutus, despite not being the quickest one today, picks up another victory to cement his place at the top of the leaderboard, I do believe. Let's have a look at the standings before we go. Coming into this race anyway. Obviously, that will not take into effect tonight's results, but we are Div 2 standings. So yeah, Aaron, sorry, in fact it was Aaron who led the standings coming into this one then. He had a bit of a rough and ready finish there. That decision not to pit under that last safety car costing him in the end, so Brutus will retake the lead of the championship. Daft Chip may well jump up into second as well with that P2. Pagani, who was P4 coming into this one, finishing P4 tonight, that will help him as well. But some very good individual drives in there once again. And that ends another week of F1 action here on FTRL. Of course, GT Sport takes over tomorrow, so do join us for that. But of course, we are back next week, when Tuesdays and Wednesdays, with more F1 action coming up. And next week, calendar moves on to the ever popular Gilles Villeneuve circuit. We've got a Gilles Villeneuve chicane tonight. We've got a Gilles Villeneuve circuit next week. We are at Canada, who will put themselves into the Wall of Champions. We shall see. Of course, full qualifying for Div 1 because unfortunately we missed out on that this week. And standard qualifying for Div 2. So do join me Tuesday and Wednesday, 8 o'clock. We do this all over again. Expect plenty more action. The races at Canada are usually pretty spectacular. So looking forward to that already, but I will bid you farewell tonight. Please do join us for GT Sport tomorrow and Friday though. The action will be just as good and maybe not quite so chaotic because there's no parts to fly off, but the racing will be top notch. So do join the commentators for that on Safe tomorrow and Aaron on Friday for GT1. But for tonight, thank you very much for tuning in as ever. Thank you for those commenting in the stream. If you haven't liked the stream before you go, please do so. It helps us out immensely. And we'll see you again real soon.